Threads and Threads. My name's Kate. Hello if you're new here. Welcome back if you're joining us again. Today we have another unboxing video. I am super excited to get to my September, I think, subscription box books and another just book that I've bought on my own by Amazon. Although I do think the Bookish and Spice one might be from a little while ago because I know that they did have some issues with delivery with the hurricanes and tsunamis and all that kind of jazz. But let's get into it. I'm super excited to see the new editions of all these pretty books. And that, let's actually start with the Bookish and Spice one. I am eager to see the edition of whatever book it actually is. I don't know which one it's going to be. I have seen a couple that have come up and I'm not sure if this one's really late or early. So let's go. Open it up. They do a good job at packaging it, and on the inside it says, get ready to spread those pages. We do have first off, it is the one I thought. So pin, which is for Slaying the Shifted Prince. So that looks cool, by Claire Sager. This is going to be the first Claire Sager book that I have ever read, and this is one of the monster series. I think a fair few authors got together, Carissa Broadbent being one of them, and did a book each in a series, I think it was. So we do have first up in here some character art, which is really great, and then a little bit on the back about what the book is about, which we will have a look at in a bit. We also have a bookmark along the same vein, and then on the back there is a tagline. You can read that yourself. I don't really want to read that out loud. Okay, and now we've got the book. This one's come wrapped in plastic. I don't know if the others have, but we have Slaying the Shifted Prince and the glare. Let me get the plastic off and we will have a look. I did bring in my Standing Life again, but I want to be super careful because I do not want to ruin the book. That's always my greatest fear with anything that comes shrink wrapped, is that I'm going to break it. And then on the back of this one it says, don't you know, little birds, cats like to play with the little creatures they catch. So this is the cover. So the color is quite unique. I don't know that I have, it's kind of a yellowy cream. Let's have a look at the jacket itself. I do like look at that castle. That is cool. And then on the opposite side, oh God, the cat looks awesome. The artistry, it's just spectacular. And then the foiling, it is really pretty. And then our naked hardcover is just as exquisite. Like, look at that. That is very impressive. I love the colors on the naked hardcover. That is great. And then our sprayed edges. How could I even forget? I love it when they go on the top and the bottom as well with the design, and then the cat markings. Like if you follow that around, that is awesome. Okay, inside end paper. And let's just make sure that the other one is suitable. Yes, it is. Can't tell with Bookish and Spice. I do like to check. Okay, on the inside we do have our letter signed by the author as well. And then this one does have a digitally signed signature, and it does tell me at the top that it's a digitally signed signature, which is lovely. This one also comes with the content warnings on the beginning, which is very handy. So if you do have any issues, you can know straight away going into it what's going to come up. But look, even just on the first chapter, the artistry in there. Oh my God, it is such a pretty edition. And that is the beginning of every chapter. That is spectacular. I don't really know what this book is about, other than that it's part of this big series. So let's have a bit of a read and see. And so weirdly, it's on the back of the jacket and paper. So it says, she was willing to sacrifice anything for revenge, but she thought she was only gambling with her life, not her heart. Aerial performer Zeta has dedicated 10 years of her life to one thing and one thing alone, vengeance. Armed with an iron blade, she must take to the silks and give the performance of a lifetime to kill the notorious Prince of Monsters, the Fey Prince responsible for her sister's death. But when Zeta's plan fails, she finds herself imprisoned, sentenced to be the prince's pet as punishment for her crime. With cruelty as sharp as his claws, Sepha is everything Zeta expected from her enemy. Yet he's also patient and obsessive, particularly when it comes to his pet's punishment. Nevertheless, Zeta refuses to surrender, not even to a Fey prince. Sepha may have collared her, but nothing can stop her from getting her revenge, not even at the cost of her heart. It does sound really good. I am eager to try this one specifically, and also the one that Carissa Broadbent has written, which I think is Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, which I have an edition of up there, and then just trying out the other authors within this series. If I can find covers for them, I will put them all up now. I'll also put up the alternate cover for this one if you haven't seen that as well. But if you haven't checked it out, and if you don't mind a little bit of monster romance, because I think these all are monster romances, maybe give some of these a try to see if it's your kind of thing. This will be my first foray into any kind of monster-esque romance. But we will see. Like a shifter, I've read before. Some of the others in this series would be a bit new for me, but I'm willing to give it a go and see if it's something that I like. But really do like this edition from Bookish Spice. And these are an Australian book box that is bi-monthly, and yeah, really happy with that one and eager to add it to my shelf. Next up, I think we'll have a look at the special edition book that I ordered from Amazon. So I am eager to get to this one and have it match the other edition that I got. So this one isn't fully decked out. It does have some sprayed edges, as hopefully, as far as I know, it will anyway. And hopefully it's in okay condition. Always a risk. Let's have a look. And we have The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. So I really wanted the edition with the kind of tealy green sprayed edges to match my purple edition of The Spell Shop. So I think they're going to look really good together. And I love that, one, they're the same size. So glad that I did manage to pick this one up. This is technically the second in the series, so I think this is actually set before The Spell Shop. I don't know that it necessarily matters what order you read them in, but I have already read The Spell Shop, so I am eager to get to The Enchanted Greenhouse. So let's have a look at this edition. I'll take the jacket off and we can have a look at the jacket cover. I think this is just the regular, there's nothing on the back. And then the hardback is purple, which is so pretty. I like that a lot better than the brown that came in The Spell Shop. And then we've got kind of like olivey green end papers, which is a little weird when you've got the teal, but whatever. This one isn't, like I said, signed or anything, though it does have some cute designs at the beginning of the chapters. If you don't know what this one is about, we'll have a bit of a read of the synopsis. I don't think that this necessarily will spoil anything for The Spell Shop, but after I read it and we film this, if I decide that it would, I won't add this bit in. So this one says, a new standalone cozy fantasy set in the world of New York Times bestseller, The Spell Shop. Elsewhere in the Empire, on a remote island brimming with singing flowers, honey cakes, and honeyed love, Turlu Perna broke the law because she was lonely. She cast a spell and created a magical sentient spider plant. As punishment, she was turned into a wooden statue and tucked away in an alcove in the North Reading Room of the Great Library of Elysium. This should have been the end of her story. Yet one day, Turla wakes in the cold of winter on a nearly deserted island full of hundreds of magical greenhouses. She's starving and freezing, and the only other human on the island is a grumpy gardener. To her surprise, he offers Turla a place to sleep, clean clothes, and freshly baked honey cakes, at least until she's ready to sail home. But Turla doesn't want to return home, and as she grows closer to the unwittingly charming gardener, Yarrow, she learns the magic that sustains the greenhouses is failing, causing the deaths of everything within them. Turla knows she must help, even if it means breaking the law again. This time, though, she isn't alone. Assisted by Yarrow and a sentient Rose, Turla must unravel the secrets of a long-dead sorcerer if she wants to save the island and have a fresh chance at happiness and love. Funny, kind, and forgiving, The Enchanted Greenhouse is a story about giving second chances to others and to yourself. So I definitely don't think that spoils anything for the spell shop, and it's just going to be great jumping back into this world. It was a really good book, and it is definitely cozy fantasy, fairly low stakes, but entertaining and good characters. So love this cover as well. I think I'm going to use this as my 7+ colors for my reading challenge in Hercad for the rainbow. Yeah, so pretty. I absolutely love it. Looking forward to getting to that one. Hey, next I think we will crack open our Illumicrate box. This is actually going to be the last of the monthly subscription boxes that I get from Illumicrate on a subscription. So I have cancelled my subscription. The bonus with Illumicrate is a lot of the time they sell the boxes in their shop after. So you don't necessarily have to be in their subscription to still be able to access them. And I do have some other special editions that I have pre-ordered through them. So it won't be the last we see of Illumicrate. It's just going to be more on an ad hoc basis. When I was looking at the guesses for a few of their upcoming books, they weren't really ones that I was super intrigued about. But this one, let's open it and find out what it is, because I've forgotten. And this one we do get some bookish goodies with as well. So let's see what we have got. I'm actually going to pop it on this side. This was the September theme, which is a Night Core. And if you are interested in Illumicrate, the October theme is in Every Life. And there's a bit of a description about the book that will be coming in that. So if you would like spoilers, that is what we are getting. So feel free to pause. I'm going to go in blind and see what we get, and then we can read the book a bit later. First off, we've got the Lioness Rampant Cosmetic Bag. That's always handy. I do like different bag options for when I'm traveling for cosmetics and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and this one has kind of, what's it called? A slip-proof feel. So I would say this would be very easy to clean if it did get products that kind of burst on it. I do quite like the design. So we've got really cute little cats and birds and lions. That's really cool. I like the handle on the top, and it has a double zip and then just opens up into a free-for-all case. I think that's going to be really handy. There's a few pockets at the top for brushes, but it's quite a good little size. It won't take up a huge amount of room in your bag. I do see myself using that a fair bit. I think that's a really good book box edition. This one is inspired by The Song of the Lioness Quartet by Tamora Pierce. The main material is eco-friendly PU leather, known for its water resistance, durability, and easy to clean properties. It definitely does feel like that. The lining is high quality polyester fabric for additional protection and structure, and then the zipper is premium metal zipper with anti-rust coating for smooth, long-lasting use. So yeah, that is really cool. I quite like that. That's great. I haven't read the Tamora Pierce Lioness Quartet. Is it worth reading? Have you read it? Let me know. I'd love to know in the comments down below. Let's see what else we've got. Ooh, we've got an Excalibur sword replica. So this is based on the Legendborn cycle by Tracy Dion. I've been meaning to get to this one. This is really cool. This is like my first little replica weapon. Wow, it's very cool. It's fairly big and it's weighty. I'm gonna have to find a good series to put this in front of. Maybe Malice and that on my paperback shelves, but yeah, really like that. Let's see what it says. So the artwork by Tracy Dion. This is a replica, not a toy, just so you know. That's really cool. Yeah, I really like that. It does have some like really, I don't know if you can see that, like graving-y, intricate, like, yeah, design on it. I do like that. I like that it's a sword. I quite like a sword. And then to be Excalibur. Let's see what else we've got. So we've got the 9 for the Tome bookmark set, inspired by Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I'm really liking the ones in this box. This is really cool. Again, this is another series I have on my to-read list, but haven't quite got around to yet. So this will be cool. Oh my God, you got so many bookmarks. There's like, oh my God, there's so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is 8 bookmarks here. I am not going to know who any of these characters are, so I'm just going to show you them. And they are cool. Again, always like a good bookmark. And now when I get to read Gideon and the Ninth, I will have a bookmark to go with it. That is very cool. Oh my God, there's so many characters. These are really cool. Hopefully you know who some of these are. Like I said, I do not have a clue, but one day I will. There's so many. Oh, and I think, is that Gideon? I'm not entirely sure. 8 of them, like, that's a pretty cool set of bookmarks. Alrighty, let's see what else we have. The 6 Omen bookshelf bunting, inspired by the Knight and the Moth. Oh wow. Okay, I might hang these off of my bookshelf. So if you see these appear in future videos, I'm not entirely sure how to separate these without, whoop, I guess we're finding out. It becoming so yeah, as you can see, they are just a little moth. That is kind of cool. I might hang that off of my shelves. I'm never going to get them back into that container, I don't think. So, and it's a decent size. Hang them around a bit. It's quite interesting. They're kind of made with a foam, like I think it like a foamy felt. Let's see if it says. Oh yeah, premium grade felt with heat transfer printing and high density polyester thread. So there you go. Cool. I did really like The Knight and the Moth. I love my Fairyloot edition of that. But this is an Illumicrate box, so let's get to the book, because I can see it hiding down here now. And again, they're just in bubble wrap, so you can kind of get a bit of a sneaky cheek peek. But let's try and open him up without getting the sticky on there and see what we have. And we have The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Novelino, I think that it says. So it's looking, I like the colours a lot. Spine and the back, and they're kind of like the water that shimmers. It's not really there. That's really pretty. Let's have a look at the jacket all on its own. I do quite like that. These ones come with nothing on the back. And then, oh, the naked hardcover is pretty. I do like that. And then on the back, that is an intriguing picture. And then our sprayed edges. So nice. And these ones do go on the tops and the bottoms, like I was saying with the other one. I like that. End paper, we have some character art. And then like, oh, very different color dynamic on the back one. I like the blues. That is cool. We do have a handwritten looking letter in the front. Now these Illumicrates aren't coming signed by the author anymore. We do have a cool map. And yeah, that's really cool. I don't really know anything about this book, so let's have a bit of a read and find out what The Second Death of Locke is actually about. This one says, Love, loyalty, sacrifice. Grey Flynn has dedicated her life to her mage, Kier. She will be his blade on the battlefield, his healer and protector. The deep well of raw power inside her is Kier's to use. Grey would do anything for Kier, be anything for him, if he would only ask. When a quest to protect the child of an enemy kingdom pulls them into the dangerous heart of their nation's war, Grey and Kier will need to decide what they are willing to sacrifice to protect their secret. For Grey is no ordinary magical well, but heir to the lost island of Loch, the root of all power. If she dies, all magic dies with her. The Second Death of Loch is a devastatingly romantic epic fantasy about the undying bond between a knight and their mage, perfect for fans of Gideon of the Ninth and the Sixth Death of the Saint. I've never heard of the Sixth Deaths of the Saint, but that does sound intriguing. So I am eager to get to that one. On the back, this one says, evaporated or submerged, it didn't matter. Loch vanished that day and no trace of it had ever been seen since. No bodies, no debris, no survivors. Just a blank span of sea in the Bay of Loch, with nothing remaining of the Obsidian Isle and its 1,000-year legacy of power. It does sound really cool, and this is a really pretty addition. So I am glad that I picked this one up and eager to add that onto my TBR. I think Illumicrate did do a really good job with that box. I think my favorite item is probably a cosmetic case. I'm probably going to get the most use out of that. Though I do really like the bookmarks and the little replica sword. I think least probably the little bunting thing. I don't know that that will last very long, but I probably will pop it up on my shelves for a little while and see how it looks anyway. But overall, I think that was a pretty good box. We have our locked library book. This month I did skip The Forbidden Wing. I can't remember what the book was, but it didn't really appeal to me. But we do have our locked library, so let's have a look at what's in here. And again, I find these boxes so pretty, but really hard to open the little flap. But I got it. Let's have a look. And we do have our I'm reading. But let's see what our book is going to be. Oh, wow. I like the colors. So we have Mistress of Bones by Maria Z. Medina. So that's quite pretty. It feels a bit dusty. That happened once before with a locked library book. I don't know if that's because where they keep them in a warehouse is fairly dusty, but I'm just going to give it a bit of a wipe over because I don't want to ruin it. That feels a bit better. Okay, let's have a look at the jacket cover. So that's very pretty. I do quite like the covers, the black and the purple and the gold. On the back this says, the gods do not murder, they impart divine will. There you go. And the naked hardcover. Oh, look at the skeletons. I like the purple and the gold again with the foiling. That is cool. And the spine with the little key, sorry. And then our sprayed edges. I like a castle with fireworks. So it is black on the top and black down the bottom. And then they do put ribbon bookmarks in these books. That is cool. And then our end papers. I don't know if it's the same on the other side. No, we've got the skeletons. Such a different vibe. The front and the back. There is a bound in letter from the author. And again, not signed, but that is very cool. Again, these ones aren't signed, so I don't think they are coming with author signatures other than the letter anymore either. Let's have a read about what this one is about. So this one says, Necromancer Azul del Ario would do anything to save his sister, even steal from death himself. Enjul, Lord Death's emissary, will do anything to stop her. Her very existence is blasphemy, no matter how alluring she might be. Yet their game of cat and mouse will draw them into a far deadlier one. Alongside courtiers, their rapiers sharp and their words sharper, faceless witches, masked pretenders, and the very gods themselves. For long ago, the gods raised the continents, binding them into their own bones to save humanity. But in an era when their sacrifice has been forgotten, death might not be the only god Azul must defy. It sounds cool. I am eager to get this one on my TBR, and I do quite like that cover. Like with all the others, I will overlay the original covers so you can have a look at the difference. Okay, we just have our 2 Fairyloot left. So let's start with the adult one and finish like we usually do with our YA, which again is a box with items. But for our Fairyloot Adult, we just get the book only. So let's have a look. This theme is Memory and Malice, and we are getting, can everyone guess? I think everyone probably knows. I do already have a copy of this book that I picked up from QBD in a paperback with sprayed edges. So it will be interesting to see. These ones again now are just coming bubble wrapped. So hopefully it is okay. And let's have a look. So we have Alchemized by Senlin Yu. This is a very different take than the paperback version that I do have a copy of. Let's look at the spine. So very like scribbled working outs. It says on the back, what is it you think you're protecting in that brain of yours? The war is over. Holdfast is dead. The eternal flame extinguished. There's no one left for you to save. Let's have a look first at this one. Not like that. So that is pretty. Yes. And then we have a slightly different colorway of the original cover on the other side. It is a very different feel to it. It is interesting. Okay, the naked hardcover, we do have some character artwork. And then, oh, I quite like the back. The flowers. And our end papers. And then this one. It's very interesting. Okay, so this one is signed. So that is cool. In red, which I quite like. And then, of course, we do have our author letter in there as well. It is hefty. It's fairly heavy. I don't know if it is necessarily as heavy as my paperback. I'm going to get my paperback down off my shelf and we can have a bit of a look. Size-wise, I think they're fairly similar, but I'm just intrigued now. So one sec. I do also have this version of Alchemized that I picked up. I got this one from Dimmicks, actually. I think I said QVD, but I picked this one up from Dimmicks, though it's in a fair few places around the shop. But size-wise, I think the paperback looks chunkier. I really like the sprayed edges on the paperback. I'm not overly loving the Fairyloot version. But I haven't read it yet, so I don't know how well this goes with the whole story. If you have read it, do you think that this is a good representation of the book? It is definitely different. But yeah, so super intrigued. I knew I was going to end up with 2 copies, but I just couldn't pass up the sprayed edges on this. I wish the hardback in Australia had come with the sprayed edges because I probably would have preferred that to this trade paperback size. But yeah, intrigued to get to this one. I do really think, I know a lot of people are really enjoying it. I haven't ever read Manacled, which was what this book was based on, which was Senlin Yu's fanfic of Hermione and Draco from Harry Potter. This has nothing to do with that story. It's been, other than the fact that I think it was the base, she's completely redone the world and rewritten it. So there is no Harry Potter element in this book. But yeah, it's meant to be a hard go. I think it is fairly dark and gut-wrenching, and it's not a light romantasy by any stretch. I am super intrigued to see if it's going to be something I like, but let's read what it's about. It says, once a promising alchemist, Helena Marino is now a prisoner of war and her own mind. Her resistance, friends and allies have been brutally murdered, her abilities suppressed, and the world she knew destroyed. In the aftermath of a long war, Palladia's new ruling class of corrupt guild families and depraved necromancers whose vile undead creatures helped bring about their victory holds Helena captive. According to Resistance records, she was a healer of little importance within their ranks, but Helena has inexplicable memory loss of the months leading up to her capture, making her enemies wonder, is she truly as insignificant as she appears, or are her lost memories hiding some vital piece of the Resistance final gambit? To uncover the memories buried deep within her mind, Helena is sent to the High Reeve, one of the most powerful and ruthless necromancers in this new world. Trapped in his crumbling estate, Helena's fight to protect her lost history and to preserve her last remaining shreds of her former self is just beginning. For her prison and captor have secrets of their own, secrets Helena must unearth, whatever the cost. Now, I noticed just then while I was reading, the corner of my jacket was slightly bent. I don't know if I just did that or if it was like that before, but I'm going to make sure it's not bent now, and hopefully that will fix itself. I am really intrigued to get to this one. I don't know when I am going to be able to pick this one up, but it has been added into my game, so who knows? Or I might pick it as a extra read at some point, but it won't be in October, unfortunately. But yeah, it is quite nice. I don't know, I do quite like the colours of the jacket, but having seen this one, I don't know. Anyway, which one do you prefer? Do you have a preference? But yeah, I am glad that I got it. It is going to be an intriguing read. Let's get to it. Last and by no means least, we have our YA Fairyloot. I do like this one. Again, this is a box with bookish goodies. So I'm going to pop it over on the side here and see if I can open it. It's caught on something. Okay. Let's see if I can find. This month's theme is A Midnight Promise. And again, same with the Illumicrate. If you would like to, you can pause and see about the items. I'm going to go into it semi-blind. I did get a little bit of a sneak peek for a couple of things, but let's take this one first. So this is a Court of Mist and Fury Starfall mug. How exciting. I do like a good mug. I can never have enough. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm liking the colours. Oh, wow. It's got an extremely small finger holder, but it is still a decent size mug, so that's intriguing. This is microwave and dishwasher safe, which is perfect. And I'd say that must be Freya and Reese, but no, I don't know. I can't remember. But if you know who those characters are, it must be. Anyway, it's really pretty. I will add that into my mug collection. And that was designed by Gianni Philly, which is very cool. So that's our first item. Let's see what else we have. We've got a box. This is Once Upon a Broken Heart tea light holder designed by Blanca Designs. So let's have a look at this. This is a book that I haven't read yet, but do have on my want to read list. But I need to, I think, read Caraval first. Do I not? Oh, it's cool. It's one of these ones where you have the hanging little items, and then as you light the candle it spins the little windmill around. That's very cool. You can see like a bow and arrow in there. I don't think I will get that out. I think I will leave those in there, but that is very cute. Let's keep going. I think I'm getting the book. Oh no, I'm not. What's this? One Dark Window Tarot album. Ah, how cool. I literally just read this book last month. It has some sticky tape closing it together. So I'll just try and get that off without ripping anything. Let's have a bit of a look. Ah, so then you literally I mean, you could use it for something other than tarot. I do have a tarot card deck, which you can just see the edge of over there, which is a cat one, which I do quite like. I've never really done much with tarot, so I don't know much about it, but let's take this jacket off and we'll have a look. So we've got the Nightmare and then the Twin Alders card on the back. So if you have read One Dark Window, there is kind of like a set of tarot cards in that give the owners different powers, which has been really cool. I do quite like the eyes on there, so that is cool. I don't know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of that. Definitely probably not for tarot cards, but you could just use it as a photo album. I might do that. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure about that one myself. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, so we do have our overlays, which we'll have a look at in a minute, and the book. But let's see what tarot cards we have. I could put the Fairyloot tarot cards in there. That would work because I do get those. So we have the Chariot and the Lovers. So these are done with character art from the monthly book. I think I will put my Fairyloot tarot cards that we're getting in that tarot box because I have been wondering what to do with them. So that will work out. And now let's have our book. So the colours are intriguing through the bubble wrap. Again, Fairyloot has done away with their little, what were they? Pockets? Jackets? What? I cannot think at the moment, but I really did like those. But anyway, we have Never Ever After by Sue Lynn Tan. Oh, I quite like the reflection. That is intriguing. That is a very pretty cover. Not color. It's a very pretty cover. Not my favorite colors, but it is pretty. And spines. Very nice. Again, it feels, I don't know if that is the actual cover itself, but it has kind of a, I'm going to say matte, but it feels just dirty. I don't know what's going on with that, whether that is the material they've used on the jacket or not. I don't love that, but let's have a look at the jacket on that side. Yeah, the other side is shiny. I much prefer the feel of the reverse dust jacket than the matte feel. To me, it just feels dirty. Like there's a residue on it. But anyway. Oh, and the naked hardcover feels kind of similar. I don't know if it's dust or not. But let's have a look at the naked hardcover. Very nice. The end paper, they're pretty. So we're getting a fair few Asian-inspired stories with Fairyloot lately, which is intriguing. Let's have a bit of a read what this is about. Oh, wait, let's have a look. We do have our letter from the author on the inside, which is signed, but I think in itself, the book is not signed, but oh, look at that map. That is cool. No, so the book itself isn't signed other than on the letter. So this one says, fate isn't forged in iron. Life in the Iron Mountains is harsh and unforgiving. After the death of her beloved uncle, Yining has only survived as a skilled thief and an even better liar. But when she acquires an enchanted ring that holds the key to a brighter future, it is stolen by her step-aunt, and Yining must venture into the immortal heart of the kingdom to seize it back. Amid the grandeur of the palace, Yining, I'm so butchering this character's name, catches the eye of the ruthless and ambitious prince, who tempts her with a world she's never imagined. But nothing is as it seems, and soon she is trapped in a tangle of power, treachery, and greed. Her only ally, a cunning advisor from a rival court who keeps dangerous secrets of his own. To break free, Yining must embark on a perilous quest to fight for the future that both frightens and calls to her, and choose who to trust when allies can be as deadly as enemies. This sweeping fantasy romance inspired by Cinderella and a Chinese fairy tale is the first in a breathtaking new series by acclaimed Sunday Times bestselling author of Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which I haven't heard of or tried, but I do quite like. I didn't realize that they were leaves. That is pretty. It's quite a nice addition. I will definitely be giving it a go. Not my favorite, but that's okay. Now, the overlays, which I always keep to the end, and it does tell you on the little spoiler cards where these need to go in the book. But again, like I have previously said, I really don't understand overlays, and one of mine is bent as it's gone in, which is disappointing. But let's have a look. It's definitely a different artist, I think. So these are intriguing. Yeah, I don't really love the overlays. I could definitely be fine without them. If you do really like the overlays, what is it about them that you really like? Let me know down below. Okay, so let's have a bit of a read of the card. So the tarot album was designed by St. Dree. And it does say organize your favorite collectible tarot cards or use it as a regular photo album inspired by The Nightmare and the Twin Elders cards from One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig on the cover. The mug is designed by Gianni Fili. It says, drink in the starlight scene of Starfall with Rhysand and Feyre. This beautifully designed mug is inspired by A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. And then we have our tea light candle holder designed by Bianca Designs. Inspired by Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, add a touch of whimsy to your space and watch the delicate fox and bow charms twirl in a magical dance above the candlelight. And then our overlays are designed by CYT Drawers. Says go inside your edition. And then this month's tarot cards were designed by Avondale Art. So we have Ning as the Lovers card and Jin and Prince Zaidin as the Chariot card. So I am no good with pronunciation of names. I will definitely probably want to pick up the audio to see how they are pronounced. Okay, editing Kate on another day, jumping in. I know that my unboxing video hasn't gone live yet, so I thought I would film this and add it in right at the end. So I hadn't realized that not everything was here when I did my unboxing, and I have the first of the new SF&F Broken Binding subscriptions here, I'm pretty sure. I can't think of what else this could be because I did skip the trilogy that I think would have been coming out if it was this quarter. So this has to be that, I'm pretty sure. So let's unopen it together. I also have another book that not Fairyloot, it is a Fairyloot book. It's just one that I bought off of Facebook Marketplace. And then I do have two new special editions that I am eager to open and look at. So I just thought we would just pop it all in here and open them together. It seemed like the thing to do. So let's start with these because they're on my lap. We'll work our way up to the broken binding and let's just have a look at these because these I am super excited for and I am hoping that they are going to look epic. And I've pulled out the second one first, so let's go in again. This is a duology, you can probably guess because I have been going on about these for ages. But we have the One Dark Window special edition. It's looking so pretty. And let's have a look at the sprayed edges. Oh, that is cool. That is really cool. All right. I'm so glad that these are in good condition. I'll open the jacket for you completely so you can see it in full. And then the front of the naked hardback does have some silver foiling and it says the girl, the king and the monster they became. And then pretty silver foiling on the end papers. On the spine. Oh wow, no, the end papers are pretty cool too. So that's the other tarot cards in the deck, I think, or the other power cards. Is it the same on the back? Yeah. It's the same on the back, but that is so pretty. I am really happy with that. These aren't signed or anything, but so glad that I have these. This is very nice. So that is One Dark Window. Let's have a look at the book that goes with it, which was Two Twisted Crowns. And again, oh, they're just gonna look so good. And I'm gonna have them up here behind me with the Knight and the Moth. And then, oh, I really like that. They are so cool. Let's have a look at this one. So again, I will show you a full dust jacket. And then we've got a red naked hardcover this time. And we say, be wary, be clever, be good. And again, the silver foiling is so pretty. And then, oh, we've got a red tree design this time. That is so pretty. And again, I'm assuming, yes, same on the other side. But so happy that I have these now. They are going to look so good together. I cannot wait to pop them on my shelf and just have them, let's like even just have them together like that. That is so pretty. But it with the spines out, so cool. I'm loving the little crow raven there. That, yeah, really happy with those. So excited that I did manage to get my hands on those. Next one is one that I think was in a previous Fairyloot Romantasy box that I was super jealous that I didn't get, and have heard really good things about it. So glad that I did manage to get my hands on a copy. It is one that I haven't read before, so I'm really hoping I enjoy it, but I think I have read from the author, maybe. I don't know, we'll find out together when I can remember who the author is. But let's have a look. Hopefully it is arrived okay. It is being put in lovely bubble wrap, which means it should be okay. It looked really good when I was looking at the pictures online. So we have Broken Souls and Bones by L.J. Andrews. So no, not an author I've read from before, but I'm super eager to try all her work. I love the shine on the foil on this, and even those flowers are so pretty. The thing that really did it for me though are the sprayed edges. Like, look at that. And then the flowers. That is gorgeous. Let's have a look at the jacket all together. And this one does have a reverse. So that is that. And then this is a different colorway of the original cover. I'm really glad I did manage to get my hands on this version because I do prefer this cover. And the naked hardcover, look how pretty that is. And I like the rune kind of look with the lettering as well. That is gorgeous. And inside end papers. It is so pretty. I can't wait to give this one a go, and I'm so glad that I did. This is also signed by the author, and then you have your original like Fairyloot letter in there as well. So glad I managed to get a hold of this, and this one ended up coming to me from WA, which was very nice. I am glad that it's come and it is in such good condition. I'm really happy with that. Okay, let's get to the piece de resistance, the new Broken Binding box. I'm super excited to have a look at this. I haven't seen any spoilers, so I have no idea what this is going to look like. So yeah, really happy that we're going to find out together. And as always, Broken Binding have put it in their awesome honeycomb wrapping. Their books are just so well protected, and they are so good with their designs. I don't think I've seen one that I haven't liked, really. I am looking forward to seeing what this is going to be like. And again, bubble wrap, and it's in their paper wrapping, which is so pretty. So the sticker on this one says Killing Monsters, which was the theme for this book. Let's open it up and have a look. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that I did manage to get on this subscription. I had a lot of problems when it went live. Even though I have another subscription with them, for some reason my bank that I was trying to use thought that it was dodgy, and I'm like, no, it's not dodgy, stop blocking it. So I managed to sort it out now, but it was a pain. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. I'm trying not to spoil myself and show you all at the same time. So, oh wow. That is cool. So we do have The Witcher, Crossroads of Ravens by, I'm going to butcher this gentleman's name, Andreas Sapkowski. I have read one of the Witcher books before. I have read Blood of Elves. It was a while ago and long before the TV show came out or I played the game. I loved the game. Really looking forward to the new Witcher game when that does come out. But let's have a look at, oh wow. I like those edges with the crow. Oh, the raven. That is pretty. Okay. Wait till you see the naked hardcover. So that's the full jacket. These ones, again, do not have a reverse. The naked hardcover. Like, I love that it's just kind of the black. It's kind of embossed and then foiled. Like, that is so pretty. And then it does have the same on the spine, and then we've got the other Witcher emblem on the back. So hoping the shimmering is working out for us. It looks like we've got two kind of Witcher clan symbols, maybe. Really intrigued. We do have a little sticker in the front of the book that says Crossroads of Raven, and then all those end papers. The artists they get, that is spectacular. Like, I feel like I could step inside that. That is just spectacular. I love that. On the back, oh wow. I am, oh my God, just to be able to draw like that, that is impressive. I am super eager to get to this one. Let's read what this is about, because I know that this is obviously set when Geralt is young. Let's see what it says. I don't think I've actually read what this book is even about. Witches are not born, they are made. Before he was the White Wolf or the Butcher of Blaviken, Geralt of Rivia was simply a fresh graduate of Kaer Morhen, stepping into the world that neither understands nor welcomes his kind. And when an act of naive heroism goes gravely wrong, Geralt is only saved from the noose by Preston Holt, a grizzled witcher with a buried past and an agenda of his own. Under Holt's guiding hand, Geralt begins to learn what it truly means to walk the path, to protect a world that fears him, and to survive in it on his own terms. But as the line between right and wrong begins to blur, Geralt must decide to become the monster everyone expects, or something else entirely. This is a story of how legends are made and what they cost. It sounds really good, and I just know so much more about this world than when I first picked up Blood of Elves, that I think I might end up rereading that one as well at some point, just because I think it'll hit so much differently now. I did try and listen to The Last Wish, which was a whole heap of short stories that are set in that world, and that wasn't really hitting, but then I'm not a big fan of short stories. So I think I need to step back into the main body of work that he has done, because I know so many people really enjoy it, and I hope that I'm going to be one of them eventually. But I'm super eager to get to this one, and I'm really loving the edition. I quite like the front jacket, and the more you look, you can just see more stuff. Like this is, I don't know if it will show up, there's like a skull, and you got the weeping angel, and oh, it's just so good. And then like the ravens on the back. And even on the inside jacket cover, like behind the writing, there's all pictures as well. It's just, I'm really impressed. I'm really happy with this. I think I do prefer this to the original. I will pop the original version up like always. And yeah, really happy with that. We are going to jump back into the past now and do my original outro. So my top will change, everything will be different, but really happy to add these lovely 4 books into the collection of other books that I'm about to show you as well. There we have it. 6 gorgeous new books to add to our collection. Which one was your favorite? Which sprayed edge did you like the most? I think at the moment I'm leaning towards Mistress of Bones, which was our Locked Library book. But yeah, they're all really pretty and I am eager to add them to my shelves and add them into my TBR game and give them a go. I hope that you have enjoyed unboxing all of these awesome additions with me. I've had a lot of fun, as I always do. If you haven't already, please think about hitting that subscribe button. I do release a video at least once a week. I have also linked down below my Goodreads, my Instagram, and my Storygraph if you'd like to come and follow me over on any of those. What was your favourite item? Let me know down below. If you aren't feeling really chatty but want to let me know that you were here, maybe leave a sword emoji for our replica sword. That would be cool. And I hope that wherever you are having a really wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Bye.